Hey guys, it's Steph here with Crafty Ladybug. This lesson is going to be on the kite that you can use with your beach series items or any other items that you wish. It will be a great complement piece to any little boy plane or anything like that. To begin the kite, we are going to need 19 white bands, 31 blue bands, and 31 pink bands. I have decided today to do the blue and the pink, and then the white is going to be the centerpieces. This kite is made in two sections, section 1 and section 2, and then we will stitch together this area here in the center. So let's begin. To begin this lesson, we're going to take a single white band and place it on peg number 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Our loom is also set straight with the arrows pointing this way. I'm sorry about that. Number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Peg number 4, take your single white and allow it to dangle right over that edge. Take 2 whites and they're going to go from 4 top to 4 center. 2 whites going from 4 center to 4 bottom. And 2 more whites are going to go on 4 bottom and just dangle there. This is this portion of the kite that needs to be done first. Now we're going to lay from here down. To begin that process, we're going to take a single pink band, 1 pink, place it on the upper top peg, and allow it to dangle over the edge. We're going to take 2 pink bands and come down the loom once, 2 pink bands, 2, and come down the loom twice, 2 pink bands, and come down the loom again. Next, we're going to switch to 1 band, coming from top down on a diagonal, and 1 band from this diagonal to the 3rd peg. Now we're able to fill the centers in with 1 band, center 2 to center 3, 1 band, center 3 to center 4, 1 band, bottom 3 to bottom 4. Now we're going to be switching colors. 2 blue bands, going from peg number 4 to number 5 at the top, 2 blue bands, 2 blue bands, 2 blue bands, and 2 blue bands, for a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, coming down the loom 4 times. Our next step will be to take a single blue, 1, going from center down, a single blue 1, coming down the bottom, a single blue 1, down the center again, a single blue, down the center again. 1 more blue on your bottom peg. And next we need to do our diagonals. A single blue, closing off that diagonal there, a single blue, closing off the diagonal there. we're ready to do our cat bands. Going to start off at the bottom. This band here is a single blue that you're going to wrap around your hook twice and place there. We're going to do the cat band right here. There's no need to put one right there. We're going to do a cat band right here, and that's going to be a single blue. We're going to double twist and place across those 3 pegs. The next one is going to be a single blue, one blue, that we're going to place across the loom here. 1, 2, 3. We're just going to twist it and put it back on peg 1. We're going to do that same procedure with a pink band right there. So for this pink band, it's coming across 3, twist, and put back over 1. This band here is a single that we're going to double twist and place on the loom right there. So now that we have our horizontals laid, we are ready to begin to loop our project together. And to start the looping process, I do need to pick up my loom and move it around. We're going to start off here in the center. No, I'm sorry, we're not starting off here in the center. That's going to be our last part. I'm sorry about that. We're starting off down here at the bottom, pushing back your cat band, grabbing the single that is on top, and coming over to the center. Let me just pop out my bottom so you guys can see. There we go. That might make that a little better. So that was a single blue band coming over here to the center. Reach into the center again, grabbing the bottom 2 and coming forward once. Reach into that one and come forward once. Push back the horizontal and come forward. Push back the horizontal and come forward. Now we've reached the area where the white is in there. You do not want to pick up the white. You want to grab the 2 pink. The 2 pink, not the white. Come forward. Push back your pink and come forward. And push back, grabbing your 2 pink and loop forward. Now we can loop our center section, center row, first band, 1 band coming over to the left. And now we're going to work up the center row, pushing back the single band, single band, single band. And now we've reached where there's a white, but you only want the pink. You just want the 1 pink and come forward. And that popped off, so I'm just going to place it back on and come forward. Now over here on the left side, reach in, and I'm just moving them up, single bands. Now I've reached where the white is. Where that white is, I'm just grabbing the pink, just the pink, and loop forward. And now I'm going to finish off this area here of the white by reaching in, coming over to the center, pushing back, coming over to the center. And now we can tie off this area right here by reaching in, grabbing our slip knot portion out or dangle band, and tie that off right there. We need to finish up the white area right here. For that white area, I need to set my loom down for a minute. You need to take a single white, wrap it around your hook 3 times. 3 times around your hook. Where these 2 white are, we're going to move that band over onto those 2 white, and then we're going to fold that white onto the peg right there. So this essentially just added a little puffy or a little extension, which is that portion of the kite right there. And now we can loop across, pushing back everything in that peg, and we want the bottom two white. Two white, come over to the center, reaching into that center, two white, and come over. Fell off my hook. Two white coming over. And then this band here, we're going to reach in. You might need to use your finger to hold that out a little bit. Reach in, grabbing those two white, and that's going to look something like that. So you just want to slip knot that portion off also. Okay, now we are ready to take our kite off the loom. I would suggest using the back of your hook. Just makes things a lot easier, especially when you get to the white area where there's a lot of tension. And the rest will pretty much come off fairly easy. But this is the first portion of our kite. And that is this one side right here. And our next step will be to do the opposite on this side over here. So let's get our loom set back up, and we're going to move on to the next portion. And that is going to be a similar layout that we had before, except for backwards. We need to work backwards on it. So take a single white band, count down to peg number 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you're going to place your single white right there. Two white bands, two white, going from 1, 2, 3, 4, bottom 4 to center 4. Two whites again, going from center 4 to top 4. Remember, we're working backwards on this side. So it's going to be, everything's going to be opposite or flipped. Center or top number 4 with two bands, and just let them dangle over the edge. Now we're ready to begin to lay again, and we're going to start with blue. I want blue up here because I want it to be that color, so I want it opposite. So I need to start with blue, a single blue, one blue, dangling over this edge right there. Excuse me, my voice cracked. Two blue, coming down once, two blue, coming down again, two blue, coming down again, and now I need to switch to a single, one blue, in that direction, one blue, doing the diagonal. Now we're going to fill in with one coming down the center, one coming down the center to the white, and one coming down the center on that edge. We need to switch to our pink, and the next set of pink is going to be two. We switch to two. Two there, two again, two again, two again, for a total of 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to switch to a single, one, a single at the top, a single again, a single again in the center, a single again up here at the top, and now we're ready to do our diagonals. And for those diagonals, you want to start here at the top and close off the diagonal with one. Start at the center and close off the diagonal right there. And now we are ready to do our cap bands. For this cap band here, you'll take a single pink, wrap it around your hook twice, and place that as a cap band right there. This one does not get a cap band. This one here gets a single band, one band. We're going to double twist and place across that area of our loom. This next one, I need to pick up my loom for this one. This next one's going to be a single band, one band, and then we're going to twist and lay back over that third peg. We need to skip these because that's where the white is, and then we need to do this blue, which is a single band stretched across, twist, and lay back over that peg. And then this area here is a single band double twisted and laid right there. Turn it this way also so you can see. All right, and now guys, we are ready to start to loop again. So for looping, I'm going to reach into my center peg, or not my center, it's actually my left peg, grabbing the top band and moving over, reaching in again, grabbing those two bands and coming forward, two bands and come forward. This next one, push back that horizontal, grabbing your two bands and come forward, push back that horizontal, two bands and forward. This area is where the white starts, but you only want the color. You only want the two blue. Come forward, push back, two blue, and come forward. And that slipped off the loom. That's okay. We'll just slide it back down on there. Next, horizontal back and loop forward. And we're ready to begin our center row. Pushing back that band that's there and grabbing the one over to the right. Reach back in, grab that center band and come forward. And we're just going to work our way up the loom, coming straight forward. Now reach where the white are, but you only want that one blue. Push back, come forward. And now over here we're going to do our right side, pushing back, come forward, push back that horizontal, loop forward. We're at the white, but you only want to grab the blue and come forward, push back, come over to the center, pushing back all of these and coming over for the diagonal. And then we need to slip knot off the top. Secure everything in there, pull that out. We're just slip knotting off the top. And before I take it off the loom, I need to do the white. Don't forget about the white. So I'm turning it so that I can easier get to these white right here. And we're going to take a single white band, wrap it around our hook 3 times. We're going to grab that single white, or not a single, it's 2 whites. 2 whites are there. Pull that over and loop on. Just like we did the outside portion of the other side. And now we're able to loop the rest of the way over, grabbing the bottom 2 whites. And I missed one of them, so I'm just going to tuck them back down in there. Pushing back everything that's there, and you want the bottom 2 whites. And for some reason I cannot get to mine today. There they are, bottom 2 whites. Come to the center, reaching in, pushing back everything, and you want to grab the bottom 2 whites over to the left. Get down there, little guy. And now we're able to finish off this little portion right here. single band. We're going to weave it out, and we need to slip knot it off right there. All right, and now we're ready to pull this guy off the loom. And then we're going to stitch it up the center and add our tail and call our kite done. So I just need to stretch and pull out on these guys just a little bit. I got tangled up on the loom, but there's our one portion of our kite and our other portion of our kite, and then we just need to do the center part, and let's get that one started. So for the center portion, we're going to be taking these two pieces and stitching it together. So I'm just going to use the bottom row, or actually if you have a rainbow loom, let's just pop off those two. Alright guys, we're going to start again with doing our center section. In our center section, we're going to lay down 9 sets of white bands. We're doing the center piece. I just need one peg of the loom, so I've taken off the others. And then we're going to add our top, which is one of the sides, and the other side. So if you want to get your workstation set up looking similar to what I have here, we can go ahead and start by placing a single white band, one band, on the end of the loom, dangling over the far edge. 2 bands, and we need to come down the loom 9 times. There's number 1. 2 bands, number 2. 2 bands, number 3. 2 bands, 4. 2 bands, 5. 2 bands, 6. 2 bands, 7. 2 bands, number 8. And 2 bands, number 9. On the end here, we need to take a single band and wrap it around our hook 3 times so that it's on our hook 3 times. We're going to stretch that out and use that as a cap band. Now we're going to begin with our weird, I call it the science experiment. So our first thing that we need to do is to take and unhook this slip knotted band right there so that your loops pop out. And if you want, you can reclaim that back on your hook so you don't lose them or drop them. So if we reclaim that back on our hook, this is going at the very top. It's going at the very top of our loom. This white piece, we need to unhook it, reclaim, and that is going to go onto peg number 4. Number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And place that on peg number 4. Now you will see 1, 2, and 3. I'm sorry, the white needs to go on peg number 5. Peg number 5 for the white. Now you will see 3 links here that we're going to take the closest portion and link it over those loops. But before we do that, we're also going to stretch out our cap band at the end. Ooh, a little piece just fell off. We're going to stretch out our cap band at the end. So grab your cap band and stretch it out and place it on the end. So that's going to be our white's going on peg number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and our end cap band is going on 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we're going to just kind of move our links, the inner portion of the link closest to your peg. We're going to grab the bottom 2 pieces of those, the 2 pieces that are closest to the top. It's like half of that bottom link. We're going to pull that over onto the peg. Here's that half of that link. I'm just going to loop it up. Here's a half of that link, and I'm going to loop it over. Now I've reached the blue, which the blue is a little tighter, but here is my half of the link. There's my half of the link. I can grab hold of both pieces. And you might need to stretch and pull things out of the way a little bit so you can see clearly. But you only want like the two portions over. And then this last link is a little twisted for me, so I just need to untwist it some. Two pieces over that portion. So you're basically taking this item, turning it on the side, and we're laying our links here, here, here. The white goes there, and then this portion of the link here, here, and here. So we need to do the same thing on the opposite side of the kite, for this side of the kite. If you think it might be easier for you, just undo your starting band and we can just start from the top and work our way down to the bottom. So here is my original securing band from that side, and I have to turn my loom because I can't work that way I was trying to. These two bands, that whole link, goes on the top one. Next, you'll grab your bottom half, or innermost, closest to that, and link there. Half of that link there. Half of that link there. Now I've reached where the white is. I'm just going to undo my white, reclaim that slip knotted portion, and slide it over right there. It doesn't want to stay on. There you go. And now for the pinks, here's a link, and here is another link. And as I said, if you did the umbrella, you're going to be pretty familiar with this. It's similar technique of the stitching. We're just stitching two portions of the link, and then here's my last cat band on the end. And our weird science experiment again. Now we're able to start to loop this up. We're going to loop this whole guy up, pushing back that cat band at the end, and we're just going to reach through everything, and we're grabbing the bottom two whites. So you're pushing back everything and only getting the bottom two whites. Push back everything, two whites. Push back everything, two whites. Push back all of those whites, and you only want the bottom two. You might need to flip it over so you're sure to get the bottom two. Push back, two whites. Push back, two whites. Push back. Not much to push back on that one. Two whites, and now we're at the top where we're going to reach in and get our securing band and slip knot that off. Now we're ready to take it off the loom, off the little peg here, and here we're going to have ourselves a little bit of stretching, just a little bit of tugging, and that band got caught on the way out, and I don't like how that looks, so I'm just going to fiddle with it for a minute. But here we have got an adorable kite, very similar to this kite. Difference is the texture of the bands. Each band that we deal with has a different texture. Now to do the tail of the kite, you're going to take a single band, and on the end just grab one of those loops, and you're going to pull that through and slip knot it. Get my slip knots today, and on this piece we're just going to pull through a band and slip knot that one, and again pull through and slip knot that one. And here we have got our adorable kite with a tail. Now, to display it in the Beach series, you might want to get yourself a piece of 16 gauge wire and just run that up through the center portion like so. And this will make your kite appear that it's going to be flying on the beach. I would use heavier wire because it's a pretty heavy piece, but you can use it as a book bag charm, whatever you wish. So there you guys go. Bob's going to be ready to start flying his kite on the beach. Thank you guys so much, and I'll be talking to you soon.